Welcome into Build Showcase, where we're going to be showcasing builds that are strong in the meta and I find enjoyable. This Solar Hunter build will have infinite grenades, infinite scorching, and infinite ignitions. Jumping right in, we're going to be using the Blade Barrage. It doesn't really matter what super you use, but the Blade Barrage works really well here. We'll be using our Gambler's Dodge to get our melee back often because we're going to be using Knife Trick, which allows us to scorch more enemies. In our grenade slot, we're going to have the Trip Mine grenade that's going to pair really well with the young Ahamkaras that we're going to have equipped. Moving on to aspects, our aspects are Knock 'em Down and Gunpowder's Gamble. Now you can switch out Gunpowder Gamble for On Your Mark to get that extra fragment slot, but you're going to want Gunpowder Gamble because it's going to allow you to scorch and ignite more targets. Moving on to our fragments, we've got the Ember of Torches, making us radiant anytime we hit our melee attack. Ember of Ashes, applying more scorch to targets, very important to get those ignitions, as well as our grenade energy and ability energy back. Solar grenades are going to cure you with the Ember of Resolve. This is important because this is going to be one of our key ways to heal with this build. And finally, Ember of Singeing, which anytime we scorch targets is going to give us our class ability back faster, which is going to give us our knives back faster, which is going to allow us to scorch more targets and just continue that gameplay loop. Moving on to our weapons, first slot doesn't really matter, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm using a fusion rifle right now because it allows us to stop unstoppable targets. In our secondary slot, we're going to want a solar weapon, something with incandescent on it. The reason we want this is we're going to want more explosions and more scorching onto targets. And then finally, in your heavy weapon slot, again, another solar weapon, doesn't really matter what. I'm using the Finality's Auger because I've found it really enjoyable to just throw out the turret, mark a spot, and then let it cause more solar ignitions. Moving on to our armor, the stats we're going to want to focus on is our resilience up to 100 because who doesn't want 30% damage resistance? It's very strong for any PvE content. And then we're going to want a high discipline. We want a high discipline, that way we're getting our grenade back faster. Now, on our helmet, we're going to be running plus 10 resilience. If you have armor that you don't need to run the plus 10 resilience on, do it. But I do. We're going to have 2 solar siphons. That way, any solar final weapon kills, we're getting orbs of power. That's going to allow us to get our abilities back faster, as well as our super faster. And then just a heavy ammo scout. Get some extra heavy ammo for our Finality's Auger. On our young Ahamkaras, we're going to be running discipline mods. We're going to be running grenade kickstart because every time we use our grenade, we're going to consume our armor charges to get more grenade energy, allowing us to get our grenade back super fast. Because of how many orbs of power we're going to be creating, we're always going to have armor charges that we can use to get more grenades back. Right here, bolstering detonation. Anytime we cause damage with a grenade, we're going to be getting our class ability back, which allows us to throw our knives more, which allows us to scorch more targets, creating that gameplay change where we're going to be. For our final mod, we've got Firepower. Firepower creates an orb of power anytime you use your grenade. Again, getting more orbs of power, getting our armor charges up, which just allows us to continue that loop of always having our grenade up. Moving on to our chest piece, for this, just whatever damage resistance for the activity you're doing. Arc damage is strong right now, so using arc damage resistance mods is great. Moving on to our legs, we're running a strength mod just to increase our grenade or our melee damage a little bit and get that back faster. We'll be running 2 weapon surges, 2 solar weapon surges to give our heavy and our special ammo a little bit of a boost there. Anytime we have an armor charge, our weapons are going to be doing more damage. And then anytime we pick up an orb of power, we're going to be reducing our melee cooldown with invigoration. Finally, on our armor piece, we've got our last resilience mods to get that 100, and then we've got a little bit of everything here. Outreach, reducing our melee anytime we use our class ability. Bomber, reducing our grenade cooldown anytime we use our class ability. And then Reaper, shortly after using our class ability, our next final blow with a weapon creates an orb of power. And then Reaper, anytime we use our class ability, our next final blow creates an orb of power, allowing us to start that chain of getting things back. Alright, to showcase this build, we're just going to be running the standard Nightfall here. Nothing too crazy. Again, this build is very strong for medium difficulty content. This is not something you're going to be bringing into your expert and above level content. Keep in mind the main difficulty with this build is that it doesn't have a good heal system, which means you're not going to be healing that often. So you do have to play a little safer, a little bit more aware of that, just so you don't run in and die, essentially. There we go. There we go. Enough. One unfortunate thing about this build, we don't have a way of dealing with barrier champions. It's a good thing my teammates do. But you can see I basically have permanent uptime on my grenades. Whether it is the special grenade or my trip mine grenade. Which is kind of the key to this build, is we're going to be hitting things with our nades so often that they're constantly going to be scorched and exploding. Recuperation, replenish health every time you do that. As a matter of fact, we might do that. Let's throw on a recuperation, see how much that helps us. Just then we have a little bit more of a way to get our HP back. There we go. Alright. That gets rid of that. Oh, is it still not here yet? I feel like that was much lower health than it normally is. Yeah. There we go. Beautiful. See, as soon as our main grenade is down, we have our gunpowder gamble so that we can throw that out, get some more scorch stuff going. Get another one of our normal grenades, and by the time that one's done, got another gunpowder gamble that we can just continue the loop going. Oh, we whiffed them. We whiffed them both. Beautiful. See, we weren't even getting kills there. We were literally just scorching the boss and getting our grenade all the way back. Ow. Oh, we didn't. Oops. It helps if you actually do the thing that you're supposed to do. There it is. If you enjoyed this build showcase, make sure to leave a like and subscription down below. Comment your favorite builds, and if you'd like to see me showcase any specific builds. I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next one.